So the nukes on top are in extremely good condition. They're actually a little bigger than I expected. This one's bulging at the seams, but there's no queen cells, no swarm cells. And I wanted to look at the comb in the box we left. And this is a week and a half, looking pretty good. In fact, looking real good. I don't know if they're all going to be this full. I want to show what we look for. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up. This dirty dishwater looking honey is going to be sumac. And you can see how they're switching over to something a bit lighter, and we tasted it. This is Sourwood honey that they're switching to. So our timing is just about perfect when it comes to trying to keep the sourwood as pure as possible. Of course, there's no such thing as pure anything when it comes to honey, but today is very good timing. They're switching over to sourwood. It looks like they've been making it for a day or two, and it looks like they're moving away from sumac, so the timing is very good. All we're doing is taking this super off. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go down here and find this queen and remove her and put this nuke on top, then get a deep box of drawn comb with a escape board and then this super on top. It's as simple as that. I know our videos are a little repetitive. I'm talking about something we just showed a week or two ago, but I get a lot of questions on this, so I don't think it hurts to show again what we're up to. This colony is going to be massive. This nuke is just tight as a drum. That's a very good colony, obviously, making honey. We will be back here to take the wildflower off the escape boards in 4 to 5 days. I would expect that the deep box that I put on top will be getting full. But at that time we can really judge the colonies and see who's going to need more supers for the duration of the flow. If I wasn't able to come back in 4 or 5 days, I would probably leave this colony with more than just one single deep. Perhaps 2 mediums or a deep and a medium or something like that. But because we'll see it in a few days, I'm happy just to leave it with one honey super. It's a great day. It has a good feeling. There's no robbing. The bees are gentle. One of the things about finding queens in this thing, it's so time consuming, but on a day like today when the bees are preoccupied with a nectar flow, the field force will be gone, and it's going to make it a lot easier to find the queen in this thing. If it was a cloudy day or there was no nectar flow, it'd be a lot more difficult. We're getting pretty good at this. What'd you say?
I said that's a beauty.
That's a what?
A beauty.
A beauty, yeah, that's a beauty. So it'd be a little intimidating for a brand new beekeeper to find a queen in that. We're actually pretty good at it. John and Selena and Cody are very good at finding queens. It shouldn't take us long here. I would expect to be in this yard for about an hour and a half, and then we'll move on to the next yard. And thank goodness this phase will be over. For the rest of the sourwood flow period, we will not be trying to find queens or anything. We'll just be checking supers. I like that beekeeping, the checking supers phase. We can go through so many yards in one day just popping lids and looking at the supers. And then it's over so fast. It's so funny. We spend so much time, energy, assets, everything getting ready for this moment, and then in 2 to 3 weeks, poof, it's over. Hopefully it's a good one. Cody just ran across a colony that has swarmed, and I've told him to leave a couple frames of brood with a queen cell in that box and take all the rest of the brood and donate it to the 5-frame nuke that he's transferring into this single story, and we might have enough strength here to make 1 super of honey if it's a decent year. I would recommend all the sealed or hatching brood, Cody. Okay. Open brood, eggs, larvae. That's not going to do you any good when it comes to this honey flow. Okay. We shuffle brood a lot this time of year, trying to... Yeah, I would just leave 2 queen cells. Okay. The reason for 2 is if one's bad, you've got a backup. But if you leave a bunch of queen cells, sometimes they get a little optimistic and they send out after swarms or virgin queen swarms after the fact. Okay. Sometimes a colony can swarm itself to death if you leave a bunch of queen cells in there. So So that's my reason for just leaving 2 cells. You can have 10 frames of brood in that colony.
Oh yeah.
That's good. That'll work. Okay, yeah, that deserves a deep box of drawn comb. I'm not too worried about the old entrance spot in this instance. There's no chance of rain today. Those bees will figure out that their new entrance is down there. And because the bees are preoccupied with the nectar flow, we're not putting any newspaper between the boxes. We're not putting any sugar syrup splashed around to keep them from fighting. I just think there's going to be no problem with this combination without any extra trickery. A little update on what we're doing. We're looking at colonies that are on Sourwood here. So this yard showed up in several videos over the last 6 months. Way back in November or December, I showed little 3-4 frame nukes in a 5 frame nuke box and made the prediction that they'd be some of our better colonies next year. And they have been. These colonies did, the best colonies made 2 deep supers of spring honey. And we took that off and gave them a medium super as a sacrificial super. We call it sacrificial because it's the super that goes on between the spring wildflower and the sourwood, and it always gets a little bit of off-color honey in it. So it just kind of gets that little bit of honey in the middle there. And it's usually not tons, but there's some in there.
There's some, yeah, this one's not bad.
There's a high beetle.
Yep.
Luckily we don't have too many of those. So we did this about 5 days ago. We left them a deep. The good one's got a deep and the mediocre one's got a medium. And so that's a sourwood super right there. And for the most part, they're pretty well through it. So a good colony like that is now going to get 2 mediums, like Selena did there. And then the mediocre ones get 1 more medium. And they will be checked before it's over. And it's not going to be a long time. We're looking at the trees. There's one right behind Cody right there. I'd say we got 10 days here. And they can fill 2 mediums in 10 days. We got decent weather forecast, and yes, we're putting on probiotics, always putting on probiotics. And yes, you can put it on with honey supers. So that's what that one did. What day? Today's Tuesday. I want to say we were here like last Wednesday. Oh, 6/17, today's 23. It's been 6 days, okay. This one had a virgin queen, we marked it on the lid. So that's 6 days worth of sourwood. And yes, it'll get 2 medium supers. When we were here 6 days ago, we went through them very well, looking for swarm cells and all of that stuff, so we're not doing any of that today. So this one only has a medium, so that would have been considered kind of a mediocre one.
Maybe they, yeah, there wasn't much.
Just a little bit. We take it off, even if it's just a little. It's got off-color, off-flavor honey. We don't want that to be mixed with our sourwood, so we do, even just a little bit gets taken off.
Yeah, not much in there.
I'm going to guess you don't have a big bunch of sourwood in there either.
Yeah.
I only made a little. I give them 1, John.
Okay.
I mean, they're working. They're out here. Let's give them 1 super.
Okay.
So that one did a pretty good job on the honey in the medium, honey in the middle of it all. So that's all the tail end of our spring wildflower in these southern yards. This is, by the way, one of our lowest elevation, furthest south yards. Our northern yards haven't even started sourwood yet. 2 on this one. We have a visitor. We have John from Indiana.
Yes.
John, you mind being on the video?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I'll see it. I'll see it on Sunday.
You'll see it. It could be next Sunday. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. I met John at the expo. Yeah, we boo-booed right there. That one should have had a deep on it. You must have done that one, John.
Of course. Yes, sir. I get it. So would you put 2 medium?
Yeah, I'd give him 2. This one gets 2. It's bright out here today, Selena. In fact, I think I'm overexposing. Let me adjust my camera a little here.
Yes, please.
We need to take the excluder out of there. They're not coming through the excluder. Sometimes a real smaller colony will make honey if there's no excluder involved. And yes, you take a chance on a little brood getting up in the medium, but sometimes you'll make honey when you wouldn't have otherwise. I'd put a super on that, John. No excluder.
Okay, all right.
This one's got a cell in it. We'll leave it alone.
Yeah.
They might make a few pounds.
Right, yeah.
I'm just having fun with the camera for a few minutes. Yes, I actually work too. Well, we get kind of excited when we see our first sourwood. We have to talk about it, take pictures, and
Yes.
tell everybody at home, yes, oh my, look at all them ants. Let's take the bee blower to that and get them extra. Just stand it up, we'll get it at the end. We'll blow out any that needs. Put it on a colony, yeah. So John, this is how the videos get made. I just pull the camera out on a whim.
We just go.
Yeah. Everybody goes into filming mode.
Well, yeah,
Well,
we're just working.
nothing different.
Right.
Except for John has to keep the 4-letter words to a minute.
Right.
You probably want 2 on this.
No, just 1. It's a smaller colony. There's usually an explanation for these smaller ones. We filled up this yard with nukes at some point. See, that was a cell on 422. Would have been a later queen. We got 4 medium combs, that's all?
That's it. And we got, yeah.
Okay, we can start using some of that foundation on the really good ones then.
Okay, the one that I was about to put 2 of them on, should I give them?
Just give them 1, yeah, instead of giving them 2 drawn, give them 1 foundation.
Okay.
You want 1 foundation on that?
Yeah, let's give this one 1. Bring 2 foundations, John. Bring another one for Selena.
Foundation on that one.
Well, we need to see. Oh yeah, give them a foundation.
And no drawn comb.
Yeah, we're about out of drawn comb. They'll take a foundation. This one says check Q, which means we didn't like the queen for some reason. We've got some queens with us. We'll probably want to find this queen and replace her. We have no problem replacing a queen that's just a month or 2 old if she's not doing a good job. So let's replace her. I've seen enough bad stuff. If in doubt, blame it on the queen. Okay. All right. Clean up the mess and go home and get some more supers to hit the next yard. It's June 27th. It's a Saturday. I'm checking out the sourwoods on my home property. I live at about 2,000 feet elevation. The trees are wide open in bloom. But when I checked the colonies yesterday, they had made no sourwood honey yet. That doesn't mean they won't, but so far, nothing. Our lower elevation yards, which we only have 4 or 5 honey producing yards at our lower elevations, are doing well. But all the higher elevations are not doing anything yet. We checked a bunch of them yesterday. Of course, that gives us a little bit of anxiety. Sourwood crop is a big deal for us. It's a lot of money if we have a good one. These trees are absolutely wide open. It's a puzzle why there's no nectar coming in yet. They can, though. I've seen the bees make a soup or two in the last third of the bloom cycle. You just never know with sourwood. Very unpredictable flow. Keeping our fingers crossed for a good one. I've got a bunch of them on this place. That's a nice one. That's an old one. It was old when I moved here 30 years ago.